Alright boys, welcome back to another video. Knicks Daily here. Make sure you guys are subscribed because I always post ahead of time the latest Knick news. So for example, about an hour or two ago, I posted that Tyler Kolek is currently the Knicks backup point guard. And guys, if you're still saying Miles McBride is, the Knicks don't view him as a point guard. They view him as an off-ball guard who, when needed, when necessary, can handle the ball. But primarily, McBride is going to be playing off of the ball, which everyone should know if they're watching the games, right? McBride's never been a point guard, which is why the Knicks right now are listing Tyler Kolek as their backup, even ahead of Cameron Payne. And sure, the Knicks were thrilled, according to people in the organization, to get Payne on a veteran's minimum contract, but they still view Kolek as the second lead guard behind Jalen Brunson. I think the reason why they got Payne was just because he has playoff experience. He's a very consistent shooter. The past 4 seasons, he's been a part of the Suns and the Bucks, I want to say he played for, and he played for Philly too. But he's been a consistent part of NBA rotations for 4 years now. And because he has playoff experience, that's going to be a huge asset to the Knicks, just to have a guy in case there's an injury, right? In case Brunson goes down. Remember, he missed 5 games last season. The Knicks were atrocious in those 5 games. I mean, they were honestly unwatchable with how bad they were offensively. And then, Miles McBride stepped in, and of course, Dante DiVincenzo, guys were stepping up, but overall, the Knicks didn't have any playmaking. Payne, yeah, he could playmake, but Tyler Kolek was just born to set up teammates and to handle the basketball. And that's the thing that I noticed about him the first time I saw him in the Summer League, is that he has NBA-ready ball skills, NBA-ready vision. He sees the floor at an already incredible level, and he just throws guys open. And I was imagining what it would be like with him on the actual Knicks roster, with, again, guys like Mikal Bridges, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson. Maybe he throws a lob to a Jericho Sims. I mean, there's going to be a lot of good basketball players around him, and that's only going to make him better. Now, my concern with Kolek is that he's not the most athletic guy. And coming into the NBA, scouts were concerned with his ability to finish over bigger defenders. But Kolek had a game-winning layup over a bigger defender, had hit the N1, made the free throw. And athleticism, Jalen Brunson is not athletic, right? Jalen Brunson doesn't have a 40-inch vertical. Jalen Brunson isn't the fastest player in the NBA, but he's all skill, right? He's all just IQ and outsmarting the opponent. And Kolek is going to do that. It's going to be a lot of fun. He's the future of our team, but the fact that he can come in as a second-round pick and contribute for a Tom Thibodeau-led team is pretty crazy. If Tyler Kolek had been on the Knicks last season, do they end up beating Indiana? Who knows, right? I think he has that much to offer. I mean, I find it hard to believe that they don't. Because, again, remember in Game 3, when the Knicks lost by, I don't remember how much we lost by, but Andrew Nembhard had a crazy prayer. I mean, again, we probably win that game with Kolek just because he makes everyone's life so much easier. And I'm super excited. The biggest thing, though, in this video is truly going to be the Julius Randle news and the backup center. So Julius Randle right now feels as if the Knicks can do something special with Mikal Bridges. His rehab's going great. He's not focused on an extension right now. So for those of you that don't know, Randle has a player option next season, which means that he could end up leaving the Knicks for nothing, or he could get extended. But Randle has said himself that that's not on his mind right now. His focus is on the Knicks going out and getting a backup center, and of course, giving him and his team the best chance to win a championship. Begley also talked about Jericho Sims and if he could potentially be the backup center, and he doesn't see it as very realistic. He said it could happen. Maybe the Knicks end up re-signing Precious Achiuwa, giving him a deal. They've got his bird rights, and then they go in with Precious, Sims, and Mitchell Robinson. I do think the Knicks will definitely end up picking up some sort of center. Maybe it's Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, and this is not Begley, this is just my opinion, is that the Knicks will get someone, maybe a Daniel Tice, probably somebody that's pretty mid, but just to have a guy that if Mitch gets injured can come in and just keep the team afloat. I mean, the Knicks got, what was it? I forget if it was 26 or 27 starts out of Jericho Sims the past 2 seasons. They were about a 500 team. So yes, Sims can play, but he doesn't really give the Knicks anything outside of rebounding the basketball and catching lobs, because defensively he's not good, and offensively he can just catch lobs, right? But his bounce is insane, right? If Sims can continue to develop, he is 25, which is young, but normally around that age, you're really starting to pick it up, and Sims hasn't done that. So he's a 3rd-string center. We'll see who the Knicks end up bringing in for their 2nd string. They did end up reaching out for Clint Capella, but Begley reported that if the Knicks were to trade for Clint Capella, Mitchell Robinson would more than likely be in the package. So do the Knicks trust Robinson? To be honest, I don't know. To be honest, I really don't. It's just a matter of his health, because Begley did say that the Knicks are looking for a center that's going to be able to start 30 games, assuming that Mitch isn't going to be able to play a full season. He's played just 70 or more games once in his 6-year career. Me personally, I do trust Mitch, and I know that the upside's there. I know he's been working hard, but it's just the best ability is availability. And Mitchell Robinson just hasn't been very available for the Knicks. And things like that matter because when you're trying to beat the Boston Celtics, you're trying to win a championship, you can't be affording to lose key players. We saw what happened for the Knicks this season. They lost Randall. Yeah, they still won 50 games, but then they lose Boyan, right? They lose Mitchell Robinson. OG goes down. I mean, all those guys, nobody was ever going to be able to win. The Knicks 4-7 with a young Pacers team, but unfortunately they would fall short. And you could tell that legs and fatigue, right? That legs was certainly affecting the Knicks. They just didn't have it. A guy like Josh Hart, who had been absolutely crushing it, having a career year, was the second best player in the Knicks playoffs, just ran out of gas. And without OG, Pascal Siakam was getting wherever and whenever he wanted. I mean, he was just absolutely unguardable because of his size. And OG's, 6'7" with like a 7'1", 7'2" wingspan. Josh Hart is a good defender, but he doesn't have the length to be able to go up against Siakam. And yeah, I'm looking at the highlights right now. That was a crazy game. Game 3, Brunson hits the 3 to tie, and then Nembhard, of course, hits that prayer. It was a great season, though, man. I know Brunson in his exit interview said that it was a disappointing season because we didn't win a championship. And I do get it. I was disappointed in the moment, but if you think about it, this was the best Knicks season in, 14 years? Or 10 years, not 14 years, but the best season we've had in 10 years. I mean, what was it, 52 wins back in 2013? We ended up losing in the second round to Indiana, but I think it was a successful season in the sense of building off of it, because now the Knicks do need to go out there and win a championship. If the Knicks don't win a championship, then absolutely it's a disappointing season, right? If we get to the NBA Finals and go to a Game 7, is that a disappointing season? I mean, yeah, yes, but I don't, obviously I'm not going to be like, yeah, if we get to the finals, I'm happy. Like, no, I want to go out and win it. But the Knicks, if they can get to the conference finals, if they can get to the finals, that's improvement, right? And I do feel like in the next 4 or 5 years, we will get one championship. That's the thing, is the Knicks have set themselves up in a situation to where they can have a legit chance to win consistently, right? A team like Philadelphia with Joel Embiid's 30, not getting any younger. Paul George is 34. Those guys have injury concerns. Yeah, the Sixers need to win right now. But the Knicks, Brunson's 27. Julius Randle's 29. Josh Hart's 29, right? There's really not a lot of players in our rotation over 30. Is anyone? I don't think anyone in our rotation is over the age of 30. Let me go fact check that though. Let me just look at our team. Yeah. Literally no one is. Campaign's about to be 30, I want to say. Campaign will be 30 in next month. So, but 30 is not old by any means. If you're 30 in the NBA, you certainly can still play at a very high level. You could be in your prime at that age. So the Knicks are young, and it's a beautiful thing. But staying healthy, getting a backup center is going to be critical. Also, just following the backup point guard. Campaign, Tyler Kolek, these guys are going to compete for it. It is interesting, and Begley said, he was like, well, why would Payne sign with the Knicks if he's not going to play? So he did say that Payne was going to be a significant part of our second unit, but if Tyler Kolek's the backup point guard, then how is Campaign going to be playing significant minutes? Because we're not going to be able to run Payne and Kolek. That wouldn't make a lot of sense. You have to imagine that Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo are in our second unit. Miles McBride, that's 3. Tyler Kolek. So we'll put Hart at so we'll put Devo at the 2. We'll put Hart's, to me, is a power forward. It's interesting. Okay, so our backup center, and then Hart, and then Devo, but then, okay, Kolek, and then who plays the 2, though? I don't know. Maybe, that's the thing, bro, is, Precious. I keep forgetting. Maybe we'll probably end up bringing Precious, so it would be our backup 5, Precious, Hart, Devo, and Kolek. Okay, that actually does make sense. I just had to think about it for a little bit, man.